pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome. We'll try to make this quick in case all of us stayed up too late last night. I didn't watch any of it. There wasn't any teams I really cared about. So Haley, would you please call the roll?
Davis? Here. David?
Here.
Mrs. Sensenbaker?
Here.
Mrs. Gill?
Here.
Mrs. Clyde?
Here.
Mrs. Sherritt?
Here. Okay, thank you. And we have no visitors this evening. In front of you on pages 1 through 3, we have the January 12th, 2026 minutes.
Make a motion to approve January 12th minutes.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, would you call the roll? Well, let's do all those in favor.
Aye.
Aye. Same side opposed? Okay. Pages 4 through 5 is the bank reconciliation for December.
I'll motion to approve the December 2025 bank rec.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same side opposed? The bank vouchers for December, pages 6 through 13.
I'm making a motion to approve the December 2025 bank vouchers.
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Moving on to pages 14 through 17, the December 2025 gas and ERUs.
I'll motion to approve the December 2025 gas and ERUs.
Second that.
Any questions? Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. And if you noticed, we have January closed out. Thank you. Appreciate it. Pages 18 and 19, the 2026 January bank reconciliation.
I'll make a motion to approve January.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, motion to approve, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The January 2026 vouchers on pages 20 through 26.
I'll make a motion to approve the January 2026 vouchers.
Second.
Was that Phil?
Yes.
Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, move through that one. Did I do guess?
No.
That was
That's what I just
Yeah.
checked it off, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. Pages 27 through 30, the January 2026 gas and ERUs.
I'll motion to approve the January 2026 gas and ERUs.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? Then all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you. Skipping the next one, we have no visitors. Jamie, do you have cemetery?
I do have cemetery. We met here on January 20th of this year, and major points, we had Wreaths Across America ended up having wreaths on 651 veteran graves and 8 total service wreaths. There were 60 to 70 volunteers that helped making that all wreaths were placed within 45 minutes of starting, and the cemetery said a big thank you to all that stuff that we helped. The cemetery is also working with the fire department on identifying and placing flag holders for firefighters who served at least 5 years. And then they're also working with the school for Community Service Day, May 25th.
Okay. Is it May 25th or the 16th?
Deb thought it was the 25th.
I think it's the
It'll be
6th.
in May.
I think it's the 16th, because I have that on my calendar, but maybe the 20th, I think it's 16th.
We were trying to go by memory because the kids just were in it.
Any questions for Jamie?
Okay, Mike, PMP.
All right, the January 20th, 2026 PMP. Chief Jeremy was present and provided a run summary report to the board, and then reported that the pharmacy board is implementing new rules to the storage of drugs. He's found a box and feels like that will serve its purpose, and for a reduced rate of $20 at Harbor Freight, and this huge savings from the commercial box running around $300. He also stated that the new rules concerning the storage of drugs being implemented in Ohio, he will keep the board updated as we may have to purchase some security devices to be compliant. And Truck 152 had ordered new tires for Truck 152. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Fire.
Okay. Sam was present for the chief's report, and 5 runs, and 2 were mutual aid. At this point, there was no new member updates, and let's see, we applied for the state marshal. State Fire Marshal Chief was applied for a $13,500 grant. The grant requires no match. Training reimbursement chief would like to apply for reimbursement of training to grant to recover cost of McName's training physical officer to provide necessary documents. That's all I have at this point.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Mike? I think it's actually the 15th is the service day, 25th is actually Memorial Day.
Okay, thank you. The 15th.
Beth, you have
Yes.
the minutes?
Yeah, you should have them in front of
laid out?
you. Yes, you should have them in front of you. Finance Committee met on Wednesday, January 1st, 2026. We discussed 2 major things. One was discussing a recommendation of an hourly wage for Officer Mitchell. His probationary period will be completed on February 11th of this month. He's currently at $25 an hour. Committee did discuss his pay rate and was recommended that Officer Mitchell start at $27 an hour once his probationary period is completed. Sarah made a motion to bring that recommendation to the next council meeting, to this council meeting. Another thing was Greg brought up to the committee's attention that the current Ford police cruiser battery keeps draining. It's been taken to the Ohio Automotive Electronics, am I saying that?
Yep.
Okay. And they cannot find what is wrong with the vehicle. It was discussed that it is not reliable. Now that there are 2 officers on board, they are having issues with it starting. Greg presented a quote for a 2026 Ford Explorer from Fleming Ford. State contract for the vehicle is $44,950 with a trade-in value of $8,500. Sarah asked if we could look at appropriations at the next council meeting, but first, before presenting it to council to buy a new vehicle. Money is there. She would like to make a recommendation to council to purchase a new police cruiser. And also, there was another discussion for the daycare center regarding short-term solution versus a long-term solution. Keith Alt is running out of room and would like to possibly put up a modular beside the daycare. Committee also discussed whether we would sell the daycare, and the committee recommended getting an appraisal or an assessment for the daycare for future reference. That's about it.
Okay, is there a motion then to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the finance meeting minutes.
Second that.
Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Hey, I did say something to Jeremy, because I know he talked about the possibility of leasing a room through the summer for school age. And Keith had not contacted Jeremy, but he did seem like he might be open to something
Okay.
for a short term.
Yes, okay.
And I think, Sarah, you mentioned we are on audit for the
Yes.
daycare, so we will definitely not be able to sell that till that audit's complete.
Until, probably June would be when we can start the process.
Okay.
We need to make a motion for pay raise, or we're just approving that within that? We have to have a separate.
Yeah, I make a motion to.
Approving the minutes isn't enough.
I make a motion to approve Mitchell for a rate of $27 an hour at the end of his probation period.
Second that.
He has a gun and
Very well.
Any questions or further discussion? If not, probably call the roll on that.
Yeah.
Call the roll.
Mrs. Travis? Yes. Mr. Basil?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill? Yes. Mrs. Sly?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrill? Yes.
And.
We don't have an appropriation status in our thing to look at.
We haven't taken anything out of the capital outlay.
Next 2 meetings?
That is what I mean, under
It's 350.
340,000, 340,000. We are still in capital outlay.
Me too, I'm not, but I will be now.
We wanted to check that.
So this is, they're available?
Oh,
All right, I'll motion to move forward with purchasing the new police cruiser. There's $340,000 available in the capital outlay.
Is that specific to police though? That's not our specific to this one.
It's not, it's capital in general, can be used for any other.
How much of that money that we were gonna talk about for?
We want to put
utilities?
500 eventually in there. Remember, we couldn't go up too much of a percentage when we did our temporaries.
The money that we have to come up with for the utilities, isn't that coming out of capital?
It's gonna be about 100,000.
So when it's all said and done, how much is it? Should you do the
You
math?
said 300,000 is in there right now?
340.
340.
And still trade-in would be at 8,500.
Now, the,
Yeah.
They're gonna have to upfit that too.
yeah, that's
Right.
right.
That,
I think that's,
How much was it for?
you know, it's 12 to 15,000 on that, I think is what Amy told me. 12,000.
I do know we don't have to worry about purchasing another computer system, because the other one's not gonna be the old one, so they can just get the correct number for that.
Tyler is picking up the new stuff.
Okay.
The new computer is all of that.
Stuff that you're talking about.
No, for the, if we were to get a
We have
computer,
340 in capital now.
we already have
That's
the
roughly
second set, right?
150.
We have not installed the other computer for Tyler.
Right, but if we are holding on to that, we would have it available for the cruiser.
Right. They're not gonna install it in the old one.
And we're gonna take
No.
that right away to at least.
Sorry.
Thank you.
So we have a motion on the floor.
I'll second that.
To purchase.
Good question. So the old cruisers will be traded in?
It's a possibility.
I need to look that up, but I don't think there's any issues with using a village asset to trade it in a vehicle situation.
We
So I
talked,
wanna look at that.
we
but-
talked about putting it on gov.deals, see if we can get more.
Well, it's either or then, so we'll be all right, but let me just check into that. I'll get a look
Okay.
at that, get you a response by tomorrow.
Any other questions? Then would you call the roll for that, please?
Mrs. Travis?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill? Yes. Mrs. Sly?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrill?
What year is that right offhand, Ray, do you know?
The old one or new one?
The old one.
19?
I'm thinking
Like
18 or
2000.
19.
Miles?
Really low. I want to say like maybe 25, I think. Don't quote me on that, but
I'll do the gov deals, but I'm not gonna be, we're gonna be honest that
Yes.
we can't find the white string, but the other day, she started just fine, she went out parked, went in the office, going back out there, it didn't start. And jumped it, and it was fine. I have no idea what it is.
And if automotive electronic cannot find it, there's something, there's a serious issue.
He's good.
They're really good about trying to find that kind of
Right.
stuff, so.
No, I understand.
Yeah, and it's a very odd.
It was the one that had all the dog stuff on it, so they don't know if it's something that was connected. I mean, they took all that off, but there's still, I mean, I can't find it. Okay, do we have all of our motions that we needed for the meeting? Okay. Under old business, the low to moderate income survey, I had a little shorter, and I sent it over to Casey. You should see, I kind of shared them, postcards. And Casey said, we gotta add a little more of this, you take a little of that out, you can't try to persuade them. So we think that's the final. She also had sent over a master list of when she did the rotation of the 200 and what was it, 47 that was to be used. Well, several of them, like about 9 of them, are actually people that receive gas, but they actually live outside of the corporation, like Brian Harden's address. So we went back through that, and looking back through that, I asked Haley about Crystal Gale, or Cristala Gale, is that? It's spelled different.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, none of those addresses, and we think there's 24 residents that live there. So we definitely want those to count. Tammy went down and she looked at how they're like apartment A, and it's 1 through whatever. And Casey emailed me back today and said, if the post office won't give them to me, I can just do it like building A1. So hopefully we can finalize that. I know it looks like Casey's going to be gone here, so we probably won't hit it till at least March now, which is fine. Because if we have to pound on doors, we'll pound on when it's a little warmer. So that's taken care of. You should also find in front of you a new flyer for the food drive. The food drive is going to be next Monday. Again, there's no school on Monday, which the January date was targeting the same thing. I looked, what I say, 44, it looks like maybe Friday or Monday afternoon. So if any of you are looking for something to do, you can come out and help hand out food or direct people. So I sent that off to all the community churches again. The next thing is capital budget. I just received confirmation today that it looks like for sure there is going to be a capital budget, which is awesome for us, hopefully. In conversation with Jen Williams, I talked to her a couple of our projects. I said, you know, we applied a couple years ago for part of the Church Street Interceptor, and that one was turned down. I talked about a phase 2 for the community center, even though number 1's not there. That one was turned down because they wanted matching. And I said, well, you know, we got this project going and this. She said, what are you talking about? You've got all these things going. I'm like, yes. And I told her about purchasing that property there. She said, Kathy, that's the ideal, call that another phase. She thinks that if we put the community center with what we put in it, and being a CDBG grant, the land and water being ODNR, plus also the Nature Works, and we put money in that. We have purchased the property on our own. We've torn it down on our own. She thinks that, what are you going to do there? And I said, well, just kicking around ideas. I've heard people say they'd kind of like to have like a little amphitheater band shell there. She said, I think you'll get it. So, in front of you are some pictures. I mean, it's no guarantee. This one here is actually Ottawa's. I told Greg, I wouldn't want the cement blocks, but you know, little prettier blocks. I had to take it in the snow. The second page, well, the back page, is a view from the side. And then we talked about the possibility of maybe some stair steps that would be permanent, but if you notice, those steps are wide enough so that you could have people sitting there, and then you could also put lawn chairs. And there's another one, a different structure at the top of that page. I don't know, Greg and I, we like the looks of that because it kind of matches our shelter houses.
Yep.
However, for maintenance-free and long-term, Greg thinks the I-beams with the laminated and a nice roof on it, metal roof, might be the way to go. She mentioned anywhere from maybe up to 200,000. So I guess I just want to make sure that this is something that you think we might want to look at that area. Greg, well, the other thing too, you could also have it set up so people could actually have their wedding ceremony there and then walk over to the community building for their reception. I see that a lot of different places. I know the partnership has started this summer their Thursdays downtown, which maybe someday maybe that would happen out there. It'd be nice if the shelter was already there. You could also probably rent it out as a shelter if need be. I think the daycare would use it for some of their little programs. Be a nice spot to have a community church service again instead of the Legion. We did that when we had our 125th, 125, 175, where's the thing? Oh, 175! Just off 50 years. So, I don't know, what do you guys, do you want to focus on that? We talked to, Greg and I did talk to a couple engineers on a conference call just to even see if it would possibly be in a ballpark of the money that they're looking at. And if we kept it towards the back, even some in the park, how that natural goes down there, you could maybe be seated there and then have your stage up a little bit.
Facing towards the road, do you think, or facing towards?
Well, you have to, our issue is the sun comes up in the east, so you either have the people in the evening, if the people on stage with the west sun, or maybe put the back of it towards Nancy's property there. I don't know. We got to get the money first.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have to have plans to get the money to approve?
Just a little drawing.
A basic drawing? not
Yeah,
an
just
engineer's estimate?
I mean, we could send a picture in like this.
And it would be okay.
To get capital, all they want is a one-page summary. That's it. They do not want anything long, just one page. And Jen will put that together for us. So, I've had Greg, we've kind of I worked on it Friday to kind of go through just price-wise as to what we have, the village has invested already or projected for all of the projects. I also included the flashing beacons, because we're putting 10% in there. Plus it shows that we have a master plan for the park.
I think it's worth it. I mean,
So-
it's,
oh, yeah.
I mean, we don't have anything else to focus on.
No, right, I would agree.
And Macaulay is the head honcho, and that usually, he has more pull in how much money. And Luann Ingold Cook works for Macaulay, and she's a graduate here of Macomb and has contacted me twice already as well.
I know on the I-beam one, that back is open, but
Right, you might wanna have,
to
like.
me, I would think we'd wanna put it more towards the front and face it back to the park.
That's because of traffic, that's the one thing I'm thinking of.
Right, and then that way you
yeah.
don't have to hear the traffic coming by, and
Yeah.
then if somebody, you know.
Right.
It is
It's-
a wedding, that's how you have in the background of your pictures.
Right,
And stuff like that.
right.
Tiffin has it where, Tiffin's faces, like it's, faces the, like diagonally faces the road, and they have like a pretty like brick wall put up to kind of
Right.
separate the road. But I like how you drive by and you can see what's going on. So if things are happening, or you can be like, oh, you know, next time there's something going on.
That
be
can all
interested.
be decided if.
Oh, yeah.
We'll put in the higher amount.
Our parking gonna be one?
Pardon me?
If there's a big event, is our parking that we're planning on
Well-
gonna be able to?
We'll have that whole new parking.
That whole-
We'll have it all
It's on
on the
the,
parking,
on the
right.
back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did put that on the back.
Plus along with the community
The
center.
community center,
Right.
plus you still have the pool all along their parking.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't eating into any of
I know Ottawa, they have their thing, they have people, I think it's Thursdays.
Oh, do they?
They have
Okay.
entertainment, people bring their lawn chairs
Oh, yeah.
out.
They have something going
They
on.
have food trucks there.
Yes,
I mean, it's just
Ottawa
one of these things that, yeah.
Does not have any seating.
No, you
Right.
You bring your lawn
chairs.
chairs,
Right.
which,
I mean, if you could keep enough for the lawn to have people
Oh, yeah.
bring their lawn chairs, I think that would be, you know, I know
We
when
would
you go
have-
into concrete, then it gets a little pricey.
well, that's,
Yeah.
I,
So-
the gentleman that we dealt with for the shelter houses, that Jeff Snyder,
Mhm.
I sent him an email to see if they had kits. And then the first one I opened up was $238,000 for the kit, and I went, oh, that's not what I'm looking for. So,
Yeah, and probably like what you were saying, like with the metal roof, I mean, that's, look down the road, keep it so you don't have to.
the guys that we had the video conference, they thought the cement is nice, but again, it's pricey.
It's hard.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking maybe a green area, so that way, you can use that for, you know, kids, I've been places where they have like that, like a band, I guess it's a stage, yeah. And people bring bales of hay, they bring the kids, I mean, it is a lot of fun.
They
yeah.
showed, or told us to look up one, or, no, they actually pulled one up, one of the guys' hometown, and they had a few benches,
Yeah.
built-in ones that were there, and then beyond that, he did talk about bleachers. If you had a place to store them, that you could bring bleachers.
Another thing is movie night, you know, if you had it
Right.
big enough to where you could project a movie, that would be another idea for that as well.
I know that
There, but-
the Cookie Fest, they have that one in the one shelter house in the main, so maybe expand a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, but that wouldn't happen until 28, so
Right.
Little ways out.
we'll work on that.
Okay.
And then the last piece that I included in that stack, if you remember, Beth went through that post office proclamation. Basically, had Haley type it up word for word, except for she added the last paragraph to make it so Macomb. I have not talked to Christine yet, but I thought if you guys thought it was fine, I'll just go down and then maybe they can come in March and we can do it. Okay? And anything else for old business? anything under new business? Council reports. Jamie, do you have anything?
Nothing to say.
Haley?
The Parks and Rec Wednesday at 5:30.
I did see it made the paper.
Said Monday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
How many times have I asked you this?
Do you have to find Byron to babysit again?
Am I on there?
Mike?
The only thing, with everything that went on recently with the snow and stuff, I have just a recommendation that we possibly look at that ordinance and change it from a 12-hour time base to a 24-hour time base after the snow, because you have people that work second and third shift, and they have to deal with that, so that gives them a little bit of opportunity to respond.
I think we're going to be discussing that this
And
evening.
then-
Probably, yeah.
Probably also-
Revamping your whole.
Yeah.
The city of Findlay has the old, most cities, I did some research on this for Findlay.
Yeah.
Most communities have 12 hours seems to be standard,
Yeah.
but the enforcement of it is sort of a common sense.
Right.
They know who's old, they know who's gone, neighbors say they're on vacation or in Florida, you know, they're in the hospital, whatever the case may be. The
Right.
city monitors it that way, but you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So it was 24.
Yeah, Tammy asked me, her and I were emailing back to yeah, I guess get on this topic quick that I was going to talk about. I mean, there's no liability issues, and I sent her a letter that I wrote to Findlay City Service Director, Safety Director. There's no liability issues, but if the village wants to have its own time frame in which somebody needs to remove snow, they can do so. It doesn't change liability issues or so on and so forth.
Right.
And she'll see that letter, and I think Greg, did I send that to you too? Oh, you got it, okay. So, no differently, like if the village employees are pushing snow from the street up onto the sidewalk and making it from 3 inches deep to 18 inches deep, that's a problem.
Right.
You know, but I think Greg would know that, we'd have to go through there and clean that out. But, yeah, you guys can do whatever you want to do, and I can help make it happen.
I know that nothing was really done till about 3 or 4 days after.
Right.
But we can talk about that if you want to go to 24.
And then, well, the only other thing is, you know, when you serve somebody, the time to give them allotted to get that taken care of, right? I mean, you gotta be understandable and generous about it. And I know I know there's some older folks that probably just can't get out and do those things, but, you know.
If there was a time, if we could put something in there that they could call,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good Samaritans in this town that they could go and do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know, if they are not able to do it, at least call here.
Right.
And let us know, and find someone to go down there and help. But if it becomes like, you know, you just with the elderly, I think it's mainly.
I don't think it's been an issue because we haven't had that much snow at
Yeah.
one time.
Right.
And Mitchell, you got to be one of the lucky ones to knock and tell some people, and I don't know what you were told, but probably some interesting things.
Only one person answered the door for me, and they were elderly, so it did not feel good.
Yeah, well, I think.
Earlier, someone you were.
My mom did it.
What's
going on?
Oh, yeah, you were on vacation.
After a whole week, so.
Did you was at your house?
Were you knocking at my house?
No, I-
My mom's not that old.
And that's another thing, yeah, if you're on vacation, we just, you just never know what the weather's gonna be.
Right.
But if they could call here, say, hey, you know, nothing.
Sounds like it's
Well, I went to a meeting in November, prior to any snow even falling, and, you know, the city of Findlay, the head of Public Works said that there's about 10 sidewalk anti-shoveling complaints a year.
Oh.
So if if you get that many here, then you just got people on the ball, or you may have 3 and it's not that big of a deal to worry about, just roll with it as you go.
I think really the only complaint was on Todd Street by the brick buildings.
Well, probably because it's.
Where they were walking to school, but other than that, I don't remember
But
seeing.
I think as a village, when I think of a village, I think of it being more friendly and people oriented. That if you had a way of getting it out there, that old Mrs. Smith on Jones Street needs 60 feet of sidewalk dug out, I think you'd have a high school kid there on her feet. Or a retired guy who just wants to keep running a snowblower.
Or a non-retired guy who just like to drive his snowblower down the sidewalk.
They just keep
Oh, wait.
going and going.
I came by a couple times.
I know about 3 on I could think of that love to do that,
Yeah, so,
Get to run it this year.
yeah, there's easy ways to do it, yeah.
And that might be something that we put out there, that if you need help, and then it could be put on the community forum and our website.
Yeah.
I would even think, I've never looked to see if 50 North, which governs Hancock County.
Yes, they
if
should.
they have anything too on the cheap. But if you've
I
got
would think they
volunteers in
should.
your own village,
I
more
think,
power to them.
I think they do, but
And
I'm
there
not
were
real sure.
quite a bit of people in the community forum saying, you know, if you need help,
Yeah.
let me know.
I did see that
I
too.
do too.
Yeah.
My kid needs to get out and do it.
I think it was just with the amount of snow and how quickly it came, that people just, and it was really cold.
It's cold.
Yeah.
I think it was just a
They weren't
one-off
ready for it.
situation,
Yeah, and it's,
They've lied too many times to us, and this time we really got it. So, we learned a lot on this one, and we're still, when Tammy gets back, sitting down and maybe look over it. If we need to, we can call a government committee. And pray that we don't have any more snow.
yeah. So anyhow, that's all I had, I just,
All right, thank you, Mike. Beth?
I know, finance would be, what date? We need a calendar in.
18th.
Is that what it is?
A bigger one.
I know.
Well, I couldn't even notice the 175. I'm in big trouble.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
18th.
18th.
Yeah, I won't be available. I mean, if you need one, we can change the date.
I won't be available either.
Okay.
So, cancel then.
We'll just go ahead and cancel that, and I don't think there's anything.
So we'll just keep we'll keep the planning and zoning for that, that's
Yeah.
just Thursday.
Public, or the permanent approval.
I just asked the final
Okay.
appropriation.
Final, yeah.
What are those done, do?
By the end of March.
Well, but we can always change it. We can always make it, at the end of February.
Do you want to do it on the
How
next?
soon do you want?
Well, I think
I
that's,
mean, it's a, I'm good
Right.
whatever you need.
We could do it for the next council meeting, right?
What's
I
that?
would do it on the 9th of March.
Oh, we could, beforehand?
do you want to do
Right.
it before the next council
Yes,
meeting?
yeah, so we're just like, you guys are
Sorry.
I'm checking the
Okay.
council.
Yeah, we'll do it then.
5:30?
5:30, okay.
On the
9th.
10th, 9th.
9th.
Okay, so 5:30, March 9th, finance meeting. Thank you.
And we won't expect you to have those minutes typed up and passed out.
I expect that, I do.
That's what I told her, better late than never.
Sarah, do you have anything?
Just, so I attended with a couple of you to that new school board meeting, our new school meeting. And, I was working with Casey regarding some demolition stuff that the school might be a possible receiver of. And that LMI is very important for, the LMI survey would be very important too with that, so just to touch on that. And just to make a note that I appreciate seeing Greg's report and Tammy's report in the council packet.
Forced to get it done before it's done. It's done. Okay, Laura, do you have anything else? Anything, update on the student committee?
I've not gotten any updates from the student committee.
Okay. Seeing as we have no legislative this evening, Do you have anything to add for the fiscal? Greg, your report?
Just want to touch up on some of these. On number 3, I did have Mr. Ewing come out on Saturday with me just to make sure, but there's nothing wrong with the floor at the daycare. So we're good with that. But I did ask Mr. Ewing to give us a price to redo the floor when you first come in the building here. Those tiles are coming up.
They're gone, a couple of them.
Yeah, so he's gonna give me some ideas and some pricing on what we can do out there. Did a little spiel on number 9 about the snow. I added on here the letter from Rob that he gave Tammy and I and Kathy. We kind of just discussed that already. Like to add a 12th item. I did get the pet policy renewal. I am going through that, make sure everything that we have is insured. And I'd like to schedule a meeting with them just to update, just to make sure as prices keep going up where we're at on insurance to replace things if something would happen to a shelter house or this building or whatever. I want to make sure we're on pace with inflation, I guess, to make sure where we're at. So I am going to schedule a meeting and go over that with them. Next item, I didn't have a chance to talk with Haley because I thought of this late. Temetra, they called. Are we starting that process with the gas or?
We started it, but I told them to go ahead and that's as far as I got. Yeah. And you got your login. I'm still waiting for mine.
So the transition to the new gas system with the handheld and stuff, I guess is starting to take place. We're not going to use the new handheld yet, but the things are in motion to do that. Any other questions that you have that I had on my report? Number 1, I do know that is the gentleman's name is W-I-G-H-T, not W-H-I-T-E. So,
I get that too.
but I have contacted them and I'm waiting on estimates.
For number 2, for the possible appraisal, we could potentially move on that this summer. How long is an appraisal good for, if we would have it done?
Probably a
Maybe a year.
year, maybe.
Is that something we can kind of work on getting like a quote for? I don't know.
I was going to call, I think it was Lake Erie.
Yeah, the one that did this one?
Yes.
Okay.
But I was waiting on what we.
Yeah, I think if we want to move with, I know that, I mean, we just need the final sign-off page from the audit, which there shouldn't be any issues that it's not in the past. But if we want to move on, then I think it might be a good idea to
Have
have
our
that,
ducks in a row.
get it going sooner than later. Or maybe the first thing would be to talk to the alts to see how quickly they are wanting to, or would be willing to do that, I guess.
I still think it would be good to know what it comes in at.
Yeah, just
If I
have an
don't
idea.
remember, it wasn't that expensive, I don't think, compared to some things.
And then I do have another question. Number 8, have you gotten any quotes back?
I've gotten the one that I showed that night, and that is federal prevailing wage.
The one, was that home?
That was advanced,
How much was that one?
$49,975.
That was for both, or is that just for water? Or?
That was for sanitary. Water was $11,700.
Okay.
Helms is $22,000 for water and $59,000 for the pump station. But I did have Steve Letso did reach out to me the other day, asked some more questions. I
Okay.
sent him information, so I'm hoping by the end of this week I have numbers.
Okay. I do know if it is over the 77,250, that's a bidding process, which would be handled through us, not through them, through Casey, but I hope it doesn't go that route, cause that's I can help with that, cause the contract part of that, but, it would be better not to, if at all possible.
I'm hoping that we are below that.
For both reasons, financially and the work that'll go into it.
And I was gonna ask how creative you can get with that too, with being two separate things.
It won't necessarily matter because of the grant. So no matter, I mean, you can bid them two separate water and sanitary projects. You have to have 6 quotes, like 3 for water, 3 for sanitary. Make sure they all get prevailing wage on it, and then you have to go lowest and best unless you have a reason documented why you're not going lowest and best. And it's very difficult to not go lowest.
If we have to bid it out
No.
above 77.
No, even because the three quote rule for the grants that we meet, that if it is,
See, that's why I have a problem with this.
yeah.
Because
It doesn't
that is not part of the grant.
But the money is.
I had a good discussion with Matt and Casey on that.
We have the issue with Finley all the time. If the money, it's the new requirement from CDBG, if a project is touching, it has to follow all the same rules as the grant, the federal money. It makes it cost more, you're paying prevailing wage for projects but it's just in theory, it could potentially never be touched or never be looked at, but if it is, we would be responsible for going back and paying the difference.
But yeah, I called back the one, and I told the other 2 that need to be prevailing wage, and the one said they're union already, and they already paid federal prevailing wage.
Okay. It just has to be documented on the quote, has to stay at the bottom.
It
saying
says
that.
at the bottom.
Yep, I hadn't put it on there. The price includes federal prevailing wage rates.
Alright. It's a lot of steps to do one thing, but it's just, when you look at the $700,000 that we're getting, you gotta. That's all I got.
Okay. Rob?
I do have one more
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
Which I had talked to Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Really don't need a motion for Choice One Engineering, but if you guys reviewed that contract, we do a motion.
You don't need an ordinance or resolution, just a motion.
Motion.
For your authority to sign something you guys have already discussed.
Motion to approve the authority of signature of this one.
I have a question before we make a motion. Is it now or is it when there's a second?
Usually after a second.
There's a motion.
Yeah, so I gotta wait to ask questions.
Well, then I guess get a second, and then we go to discussion, so we don't look like Finley.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Is there a
Is there-
second?
Yeah.
Now we need discussion or questions.
Just the construction administrative services, do they supply that with you? We're paying that, right? We're not paying any of
That's
that.
included.
I called Kylie. Trust me, I had
Yeah,
a lot of questions on this.
There's a lot of these.
And Kylie went through this with us, and she's okay with what is written here. But they're going to do, ODOT is going to do most of the construction administrative services because of the way the grant is. That was that's how I understood it.
So we don't have
Just
to
know
pay
the
on
cost,
that.
and that can go up quickly with that.
Yes,
So that's-
trust me, I had that highlighted, underlined, I was asking that. So Kylie seems to be okay with what this is, and they're taking care of that, ODOT is.
Okay.
Any other questions, discussion? Okay, then would you call the roll for that, please?
Mr. Davis? Mr. Basil?
Yes.
Mrs. Benzobaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Bly?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrill?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any more?
Nope.
Okay.
So that takes care of Choice One, snow and all that stuff. And then Haley and I have had a lot of activity on our small claims cases, so the Bloyer folks, Bloyer, B-L-O-Y-E-R, I was reached out to and understand that they're doing something that, one way or another, they must be refinancing or doing something to try to pay off the village for that $700 some. So, see how that plays out.
I have a question about some of this. Okay, so we have these judgments back from 21, 22, 24. That one, this was in December 25, and then we have 2 new ones. What do we do to get our money?
You know, he's
That's a,
gone.
Randy's a
Yeah, it's
gal.
a tough one. I forget, I have notes on all these, but it's whether or not we can get them served for debtors exams and those kind of things.
I mean, it adds up pretty quick. There's $3,000, 4, 7, 4, 5.
Yeah, they're running,
Can we,
they're running around all over the country, who knows
can
where they're at.
we figure out if they work someplace in Garnish, or is that?
Well, you have to get service on a debtor's, see, you gotta get service on the initial case.
Okay,
And sometimes you get that through regular mail, but then you have to get service on a debtor's exam, and that's the harder part.
Okay.
And if you can't bring them in to ask them questions like, where are you working, what are you doing, what do you own, then we just sit. But their judgment's still out there, and the judgments are good for 5 years, before anything else needs to happen. And we would renew it, so like if you take Randy Todd, which we could renew for the heck of it, last time I renewed a judgment, it was like $28 filing fee. You might apply for a loan or come up with something, and they see it on the credit check and say, we can't give you a loan unless you pay off your...
so it shows when people go to.
It should, yeah, in most cases it should show. Yeah, somebody does a search and sees that they have a judgment against them. We've done liens whenever we can if they own real estate. That was I don't want to get Blair confused with Rosebrook. I got to look through my notes, but Rosebrook was another one I've been chasing that since 2017. But you know, these people that own real estate, if they've got a judgment lien against them, eventually they're going to do something, whether they sell the property or whatever, or they die. It's going to come up that's got to get paid, at least in the line of, you know, priority.
Which
So-
Rosebrook, I think, did.
He sold it,
He's
right?
off of that one.
Is he off it? Is he
That was
sell?
income tax.
Oh, okay, I got it, I got you.
That was income tax. That was Mr. Potts.
Okay, so, but, you know, we do our best to monitor whatever we can do, and
Okay.
we try to,
So,
Keep tabs on.
try to find where some of these people might be, should we? do
well,
that?
like the 2025 one, I think you wait a little bit.
Yeah, but the 21, 22, 24.
Yeah, but I mean, I can check my files on Alan Wilson and those guys, I mean, we've tried to do that, all those names I recognize. Cypher was a new one, yeah.
That one was just,
Yeah, but, you know, somebody like Alan Wilson, that rings a bell that we couldn't get service, but, you know, we check, you know, we check Hancock County Auditor's site, we can keep playing around trying to see if we moved into Finley or Arcadia or wherever, who knows?
Google, Facebook. Okay, any other questions?
I don't have anything else.
Okay, thank you. Mitchell, do you have a report in here? Anybody have any questions for Mitchell? I think it's been busy.
It has. The snow made it less busy, thankfully, but it was a little bit busy, yes.
Were you on a mission for someone at the school the other night?
Yeah,
My daughter texted from across the gym, she said, Mitchell's back and he's here for someone.
Yeah, there were kids being dumb.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I got a whole
but
file.
nothing crazy.
Yeah, it was.
No questions? Okay. I just have a few things here. Birthdays. Jack Payne was 8, and Jared is tomorrow, so we have 2 for this month. We talked about that. The jail. I reached out to Sodders, never did hear back from phone message and an email to Ghost Town. The gal from Sodders called me back and left a message today, so I'll be reaching back to her tomorrow. she's acted like they didn't really have a place to pick it up and take it, but they might be interested in pieces of it and looking at it, so she asked if I could take pictures, so I will do that tomorrow. The third graders, normally I go to the school to talk to all the third graders about government. This year they're going to come here, be March 3rd, and if anyone from council would like to come and talk to them, it's in the afternoon. If you see me, I can give you more details if you want to chat with us. It's fun. They're fun.
What day is?
March 3rd.
At what time?
I'm thinking it's between like 1:20 and 2:20, somewhere in there. I'll have to go back and look at the email.
You're important.
They give them enough time to walk back down to the school. I figure we'll just push the chairs out and they can all sit on the floor instead of fighting over chairs and that kind of stuff. And the other big thing that I have tonight, I did receive a letter of resignation from Melanie. Due to personal ongoing reasons, please accept my resignation as of April 30th, 2026. If things should improve before then, I will rescind my resignation. It's been a pleasure working with everyone and feel it has been worth my while coming to work for the Village of Macomb. I sent that off to Rob along with a couple things out of our policy and procedure manual. My one question was about rescinding a resignation, and he said, well, if you've already had somebody in place and you've taken care of it, you kindly say to them, thank you very much, but we've moved on.
What was the date of that? I'm sorry.
April 30th.
April 30th, okay.
So, in reading through the policy book, it talks about when job vacancies occur, current qualified employees will be notified of the opportunity. Factors to be considered promotion include, but are not limited to, and it goes on to the licensing and requirements. The other one talks about posting it for a minimum of 7 days for internal candidates, which occur, attempt to fill vacancies from among interested, who meet the necessary qualifications are able to perform. And in talking with Rob, I said, well, we only have one person who is within. And he said that basically the mayor can do a request to council to appoint that person, and I think Haley is very deserving of it. She has been doing all of this for quite a while now. She's taken on a heavy load. If we could possibly move to that position come April 30th, that would give us time to post for a utility clerk, and then give her maybe the month of April to still work with the new utility clerk to make that transition as smooth as possible. I did ask Haley, she's definitely still interested, really enjoys doing everything, has taken things up to where we're caught up. The bills are getting paid quite frequently because between Greg and mine double signatures, I know we're both signing those and we haven't had any late fees. So I guess I would ask then if someone would be willing to make a motion to make that promotion from assistant treasurer, clerk,
Fiscal officer.
or fiscal officer, yeah, not clerk, to the fiscal officer, May 1st.
I'll make a motion to appoint Haley.
Wilkins.
May 1st from temporary to full-time fiscal